Hello and welcome to this video about hiking to Guadalupe Peak. Guadalupe Mountain Trail, highest peak in Texas, and the most professional hikers are here guiding me. We start at altitude about 1,800 meters around 2 p.m. and it is very hot. We have about 14 kilometers hike ahead, 7 kilometers up and 7 down. The starting point at the parking is well organized with a free drinking water and toilet. There is also a camping nearby, but it is very often fully booked. The hiking is not for free. You need to put a fee of $10 per person to a special envelope and put it into the box. You also need to put a license plate on it. It looked very strange. The system is relying on the trust, as nobody is checking, but we have paid, of course. Our target is the highest point of the Texas, Guadalupe Peak, and we need to hike about 900 meters elevation to that point. In these hot conditions, it's necessary to take enough water, at least 2 liters per person. There is no shadow on this part of the hill, and landscape is more yellow from the sand and rocks. This reminds me landscape you can see in Greece. I'd say this first part is the most challenging, as it gets much easier once you get to the shadow. There are several interesting stories connected to these mountains. One of them is about gold found here and some hidden gold mines. I did not notice any gold, but there are a lot of crystal rocks here. They are easily broken and look like glass inside. But the story is about a guy who was looking for gold in these mountains. His name was Ben Sublet, and all the story happened in the end of 19th century. So after several years of searching, eventually he showed up in his city with big piece of gold. After spending all money earned from that gold, he disappeared again and returned with another piece of gold. Same story happened several times, so locals start thinking he has found some secret mine, and they of course tried to follow him in the mountains, in these mountains. But Ben was able to get lost every time, so nobody discovered his secret. On the shadow side there are some trees. On the sunny, it's mostly small bushes, small palms and cactuses. There are not many people on the path. It should be much easier to make this way in the early morning. On the other hand, there is a high risk to meet a mountain lion in that case. So it's strongly not recommended to hike alone here in the early morning and in the late evening, as there is a chance of lion's attack in that case. The view on the desert is fantastic. From here you can see another peak, El Capitano. This way can be also made by horse, but at some points it's recommended to go by foot. Some parts of the trail are pretty narrow and steep, you should be very careful. Last meters before the peak. Finally, we have reached the Guadalupe Peak, the highest point of Texas. This place is magnificent and the sky looks fantastic. I was hiking in these running shoes and was pretty sure they won't survive this hike. I was very surprised that shoes actually are fine, several scratches on the sole, but the whole structure is pretty robust. Of course, I was very careful while the hike. In general, it's not recommended to use such type of shoes as they are not protecting your ankle well. And imagine getting injured in this place. Probably only a helicopter could save you. By the way, the closest gasoline station is in 200 kilometers, so I have no idea how far is the emergency. Very likely they are much more far away. So summarizing, you should only use proper hiking shoes and you should be very careful on such hike. In such places you can see how diverse and beautiful is our planet. The landscape is fantastic, very different from what you see in Europe. The photo reflections visible on the landscape are actually salt flats. There was a huge lake down there and it dried up about 10,000 years ago. So these super salty mineral waters are all what left. One more story about this fantastic place is connected to Native Americans. In general, there are traces of people presence in these mountains for thousands of years. They were hunters and gatherers and they lived in the caves, as there can be found plenty of them around. Specifically, these mountains were a sanctuary for Mescalero Apaches. They were living here till 19th century. Spanish called them Mescalera, which means mezcal maker, due to their use of the agave plant. In the mid of 19th century, American settlers started to move to this area. After several years of unavoidable conflicts, 2 Apache camps were destroyed by buffalo soldiers. And by the end of the century, all left Mescalero Apaches were living in the reservations. So no one left here. After some rest on the top, we are going down, as we have a long way back to the airport ahead. The road down is same as the road up. It should be also a nice road for trail running. That would be an option if you stay in the camping near the start point. Besides Guadalupe Peak, other trails also look pretty promising. Suddenly we have found this alien's figure in the middle of mountain. So they are manas and they are watching, and they are very small. It looks like these two are enjoying the landscape and maybe waiting for the sunset. I don't know, probably this place is popular for UFO researchers, but we didn't notice anything special. We are heading back to Austin. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.